roofing needs. Visit ConnerRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Vic.
How are you, baby?
Good, man.
Hey.
How are you?
All right. Trying to fight for freedom every day here.
Every day.
And sometimes it's tough, Ken.
Yeah, watching these morning shows really aggravates me, and I hate it. In a normal world in my world, the normal lifestyle would not be doing that.
Right, you're absolutely right. All right, Missouri State Senator Nick Schroer is going to kick us off here in just a bit. Also today, we're going to do an edition of Ask Alexa. Morning, Alexa.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ken. You got to have her mic on there. Okay, so Alexa, stop. Chris Cooper coming by today. We love when Chris Cooper comes by from Security Wealth Management. Can you put Alexa's microphone on?
Oh,
she's on that one right there.
I'm sorry, Vic. I didn't even know you.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't know what mic that is. Good morning, Alexa. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Or should I say, day-o. And that reminds me, I have a new theme featuring that infamous ghost with the most. Beetlejuice.
Alexa, stop.
She's being so sweet right now, but she's not going to be so nice later.
All right. Did you catch that? Alexa, Beetlejuice movie is advertising. Alexa, did you hear the music?
Yeah,
start?
right.
Beetlejuice music.
Yeah.
Chris Cooper, Dr. Andy Tobler, 10:05. Drew Thomas Allen at 10:41. All right, Kenny, who's going to do the Pledge of Allegiance? I wonder if she does the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ask her.
Alexa, can you recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
I don't have an answer for that.
What, communists make
Yeah,
her
she's un-American, and
Oh
and listen to some of the other answers I'm sure she'll have later, just like that.
All right, who's going to do it?
Dr. Aaron Hedlund from the Show Me Institute.
A patriot. Go ahead, Dr. Hedlund.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hedlund, very much. Is Nick with us? Yes, he is.
He's known by many names.
We, the people are in charge. Once we put the people back in charge, we are going to save our republic.
Nicky Two Shows. Schroer the Thrower. Twitter trolls love to hate him.
We love Vic Porcelli so much.
He's Nick Schroer, Missouri State Senator.
Good morning, State Senator Schroer. How are you?
I am wonderful here, reporting from the southern border.
Are you really?
Yeah, I saw pictures. Really cool.
Where?
Yes, sir.
Where? Eagle Pass?
I'm down in McAllen, Texas, just a couple minutes from the border. We were there yesterday talking to Border Patrol. We're in the classroom right now. Just heard from Ben Burkham from One America's Voice. He's hopefully going to be on the show this Sunday. But right now we're learning from different sheriffs, different Border Patrol officers from around the nation on what we can do in Missouri to combat this stuff as well.
All right, I just want to make sure I got something straight. Our vice president of the United States, the border czar, has never been to the border, but our state senator, Nick Schroer, has?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You are correct.
God, I can't believe it. So what do you see, Nick? Tell me not so much what you learned, but what have you seen? What do you see?
Well, as of right now, and we're going to be going to different ranches today where the drug cartels are trafficking people in. We've seen videos from just different game cameras that people have put up on their properties, or Border Patrol has put up on their properties. But when I went to the border myself, one section of the border fence, the border wall that Trump was building, that these communists that are in office now have stopped. They've sold the rest of the materials for pennies on the dollar. Part of it was just wide open for hours. No Border Patrol around. Didn't see anybody coming and going, but that was driving past when we were going to our destination. Talked to some Border Patrol outside of this little tent city in McAllen, Texas, or just past McAllen, Texas. And there's a little tent city there. There's stuff that people are dropping, passports, IDs, clothing, little stuffed animals, all sorts of stuff that people are dropping right outside of the tent city before they get into the heart of our nation. So talked to one of the Border Patrol guys. One was very young. He was reading off of a card, wouldn't go off a script. Brought in another guy who basically told us, well, we don't like you standing up here on this berm. And I, asked him what kind of laws prohibiting American citizens, especially elected officials, from being up on this berm. And he had nothing to tell us. You could tell that it's a script that they're reading from. But a lot of these guys that are here from Florida, Arizona, Colorado, all over the nation, law enforcement officers are seeing this spreading in their communities. They're seeing gang violence. They're seeing human trafficking, drug trafficking. And it really is showing me that every single state now is a border state.
Nick, this confuses me so much. So they're seeing trafficking, they're seeing drug smuggling, and they're not doing anything about it because they're not allowed to? I mean, what's the problem?
I'm not too sure. And Ben Burkham, who just spoke, he's been doing a lot of investigative journalism on this. He calls it the illegal immigration industrial complex, that a lot of these different organizations are making money. There's a lot of these left-wing radical groups that are popping up all over the border, quote unquote, helping, like Catholic Charities that has a direct line with a lot of these cartels. They're making bank. They're making a ton of money off of this industry. And, some of these law enforcement officers from other states, they're even questioning, who's to blame for this? Is it the administration? Is it, these people that are making money? And Ben's simple answer is all of them. The elected officials that are standing in the way of common sense laws. We've got, the citizens only voting week this week that we're going to be concentrating on to protect our sacred right of voting and choosing who we want in our elections. That's being tainted by all of these illegals coming in. Politicians standing in the way like they did here in Missouri for fixing the initiative petition process. They're doing that on illegal immigration and stopping illegals from voting around the nation. The prosecutors that are not prosecuting the crime. In some of these nations, we saw some of these states, we saw the one sheriff that went to the DNC who was critical of the Biden administration early on, but now is speaking up for Biden. Is he being paid off? We don't know. But a lot of these people are responsible for not doing their dang job and allowing this to fester and become a problem across the nation now.
Good morning, Nick. We were talking this morning, and I don't want to pivot too far away from what you guys are talking about here. But this morning we were talking about, what is the motivation of the left? And it's all about money. They're going to lose trillions of dollars if Donald Trump becomes president of the United States. And one of those situations is happening right now with the NGOs down there. They are making bank because all of this everything's just like trickling down to everybody from the left. All this money, our taxpayer dollars, that the trillions of dollars from the Reduction Act, whatever they want to call it these days, it's all trickling down to
the American Reduction Act, basically.
It really is, Nick. But what's happening is it's trickling down to anyone who has an organization of any way, shape, or form on the left.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing here too. Ben Burkham, again, hopefully we can get him on. I just spoke with him when he was done. I got his number. We're going to try to get him on this Sunday. But he was saying when he went to the DNC, they had their, big conference, and it was being protested by illegal immigrants and some of these NGOs on the outside of the building. And what they were chanting, I had to write down, it was no border, no wall, no USA at all. And that's ultimately what they're wanting. And I think, in my opinion, when you look at the policies that they're pushing, when you look at the fights that they're, on one side of, whether it's allowing men in women's sports or men in women's bathrooms, or these surgeries that are going to castrate these young men and women who are very confused and need mental health help. Ultimately, it is eroding the foundation of this nation. And look, the left is complicit in this. You've got Kamala Harris, who is an avowed socialist. But where's the media? The media is complicit in this because they're not calling it out as well. And Vic, you hit the nail on the head. She's never been to the border to address this issue. Yeah, she's been in Texas, but she's never worked with Border Patrol to fix this issue. In case in point, some of the pictures that I'm sharing on social media of the border wall that Trump was putting up, that the Biden-Harris administration stopped. Well, guess what they've done? They put up a little tiny chain link fence that even you, on a good day, Vic, you could just step right over.
I don't know.
And just, yeah, I have faith in you. But this is the negligence that we're seeing from the left. And if you go back to Bill Clinton, and even Barack Obama's position on illegal immigration. We've gone way further left, and it is destroying. It's eroding the very foundation of this nation.
I just looked up some of the pictures you put up on X, and boy, you're right there, Nick. You're right at the border. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny here, but be careful down there.
Yeah, I've got I've got a couple people from the Freedom Caucus here with me. We've got about 30 different individuals from the Missouri, either the Senate or the state house. And yeah, we're looking all over because the drug cartels that are benefiting from the human trafficking, the drug trafficking, they'll do anything. We're hearing about how they're taking people hostage. They're holding them hostage from Middle Eastern countries. There are people that they're smuggling through for hundreds of thousands of dollars. These terrorists, they're working with these terrorist groups that want to put and embed their terrorist brethren within our country, up to hundreds of thousands of dollars that these cartels are working with the terrorist groups to bring them into our country, on top of the drugs, on top of the sex trafficking as well. This is a very serious issue, and if these Democrats are not paying attention to it in Missouri, they better wake the hell up.
All right. There's something I want to talk about a video that I saw. But first, I want to ask you about the Border Patrol. From the time that you've been there, do you see a lot of Border Patrol? When you go down there and you say, oh, well, there's plenty of Border Patrol here, or do you say, oh, my God, where's the Border Patrol?
It's the latter. It's, where the heck is the Border Patrol? We saw literally there was a guy, a young kid in a van, and we kept walking up, me and a couple different state reps, a senator, and even my chief, Jamie Murphy. We kept walking up on this berm and looking through. You could see this Mexican hospital that had razor wire all over it. It looked like a mess, a hot mess of ruin. And finally, the guy comes over after about a half hour. He kind of backs up and asking us what we're doing there. And we start asking him questions, and he's answering off of a tiny little card, not answering the questions. It's a little script. About a half hour after that, one other guy comes over, and look, we drove for a couple hours yesterday, just driving up and down the border wall. Do they have cameras? Maybe. Do they have drones? Didn't see any. But what they don't have are a lot of bodies that are on the border, showing that, look, this is the United States of America, and we're going to protect our people in here. It's very concerning to me.
I saw a video the other day, Ken and Nick, that really upset me. I mean, it was really tough to watch, but yet I went back and watched it a couple of times. Man and a woman standing on a street corner, on a street, and the guy's talking to her and everything. And then a car stops, and a guy gets out of the car, and the guy that's with the girl puts his arm around her like he's going to protect her, but he's in on it. They take her and they throw her in a car.
Wow.
Yep. And that quick, Ken, it took 10 seconds to get her in the car.
That's my nightmare with my daughters, Nick.
That's the trafficking that's going to happen everywhere.
Well, and that's something, the world that we live in today, you have to have your head on a swivel. You have to act like, you're part of the law enforcement team and, calling all these things out. And I'm even educating my daughters, if we're in public, if we're at a gas station, if we're going to a Cardinals game or whatever it may be aware of your surroundings. Look, in the city of St. Louis, we've got our own problems of people flying through stoplights and the shootings that are occurring. But this issue with illegal immigration and the human trafficking element, they are making tons of money on stealing people, and whether they're putting them in a labor situation or in a sex situation, these drug cartels are making tons of money. And even we saw a video from Chicago, middle of America, Chicago, on the streets are Venezuelan drug dealers that are now clashing with the historic gangs that are up there, the Crips and the Bloods, and this could spill over into a gang war in the Midwest.
And you guys are talking about the border. Nick, do you know that 320,000 children from the border and from the United States have gone missing since the Biden administration, Biden-Harris, had took office in 2021? 320,000 children are missing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Like we were saying earlier, who's to blame? You've got the elected officials that the media is not calling out. You've got the elected officials not doing their job. The left is in on this. And, you can convince me otherwise, but until the media stands up and starts pointing it out, like when they were accusing Trump of continuing the kids in cages that the Obama administration started.
They created it.
Where's the scrutiny? Where's the scrutiny? And they're allowing this stuff to continue. And when you're hurting our kids, to me, that's very powerful. And, convince me otherwise, but I think they're in on it.
Oh, there's no doubt. All right, Sunday night, 6 to 8. The one, the only Nick Schroer. Stand and fight, Nick. Be careful down there. Careful. Safe travels back.
Yeah.
And we'll talk next week, buddy.
Will do. God bless you, boys.
God bless you down there, Nick.
God bless you back, Nick Schroer.
Some serious stuff, Vic.
That video really upset me because that could happen anywhere at any time.
I've told you my nightmare. My daughter's walking up the street. I'm standing there looking at her, and the car pulls up, takes her. That's my nightmare. That's what I have it still.
So Nick's daughter is not quite old enough, but young women, when they turn 21, they start to believe that they are invincible.
Yeah.
And this could never happen to me.
Exactly. They wear their headphones while they're walking down the street, reading their phone. They're vulnerable as you could possibly be there.
It's just very, very upsetting. Hey, some guy named Cubist who's on our chat box all the time.
Yeah.
Said, what's that you say? Your phone is a radio?
Wow.
Holy cow. Ken, is that true?
That is true, actually.
Holy cow. So get out your phones, ladies and gentlemen, and magically make it turn into a radio by downloading our app and listening to us anywhere in the world, anytime you'd like. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, we're going to ask, that thing.
Alexa.
See, now you woke her up.
That's okay.
You woke her up. Are you awake?
She's warmed up then. What'd you say?
She's there. I'm here.
Oh, she's there.
All right, that's next on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Getting new flooring can be exciting, or it can be a hassle. To make sure you have a great experience, use Michael's Flooring, like I did. Hi, it's Susie Moore, and Michael's Flooring has become my go-to for quality, variety, and an all-around great experience. They've been locally owned and operated for more than 30 years. Carpet, hardwood, laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, luxury vinyl, it doesn't matter. Michael's Flooring is ready to help. 3 locations to pick from: St. Peter's, Darting Prairie, and Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloor.com. That's igotfloor.com.
Missouri Wild Alchemy is a local and family-owned business dedicated to providing consumers with high-quality cannabis and education. They strive to make customers feel comfortable and to help curtail the stigma of cannabis use by having a professional and well-educated staff. They're proud to carry products from several Missouri cultivators and manufacturers. Missouri Wild Alchemy, now serving recreational customers 21 and above, as well as patients. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram, or visit MissouriWild.com. That's MissouriWild.com.
Discover the Wine Cafe, a family-owned gem in the heart of St. Charles Historic District, offering an extensive selection of wines for every palate: red, white, sparkling, and rosé. Indulge in our wine tastings and flights, or pair your favorite vintage with our diverse menu. From our Tisdale cheeses to flatbed pizzas, we've got something for everyone. Looking for domestic beers? We got you covered too. Experience the charm of the Wine Cafe today. 703 South Main Street, or online at thewinecafe.biz.
News Talk STL is proud to have Doug Voss as part of our lineup every week. Doug has been a staple on St. Louis radio for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can hear Doug and Safe Money Radio 3 times every weekend on News Talk STL. And in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeMoneyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years. I also strive to educate my clients on how to prepare for retirement, minimize the impact of market volatility on their assets, and deal with the challenges of increased longevity. Call me today at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP, member FINRA and SIPC.
Listen anytime.
It happens
anywhere. Everywhere.
Every day continues to bring more news
with the News Talk STL app. Keep St. Louis's home for conservative talk with you wherever you go. Download the News Talk STL app in the App Store or at newstalkstl.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
You've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Correct! Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy and our most fundamental freedoms. Remember, the chaos, the division, the attacks that took rights and liberties from the American people. We cannot allow that to happen again.
You know what, Ken? They keep talking like this, and Donald Trump will be dead. And that's okay with them. That's the craziest thing about it all.
Yeah, I don't know how I can compare the two, but I get this weird feeling like it's like an abusive husband who blames his wife for his anger. Right. It's so weird.
It is weird. And I can't believe after just a few days after a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, Hillary Clinton says that Donald Trump is a threat to the planet. I mean,
that's great. That's just great.
Right? They're widening their net. So Hillary Clinton says Hillary Clinton says he's a threat to the planet. And then other people around the world who don't know the real truth about anything say, oh my God, Donald Trump's a threat to the planet. Call your Chechnyan rebel assassin friend and let's go kill him.
Hey, you 200,000 plus Chinese nationals that are in sleeper cells in the United States, wake up.
Right. It's crazy. All right. We'll talk more about that too, about the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. Right now, though, it's time for Ask Alexa. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. I reckon today is Country Music Day. It's also the birthday of legendary musician Hank Williams.
Okay.
So put on
Alexa,
his greatest.
Stop. Thank you. All I said was good morning for God's sake.
She says, I reckon.
Did she say I reckon?
Yeah, she sounds like Kamala Harris patronizing. Hey, I reckon it's a Country Music Day today, everybody.
So she's right here on mic number 2. Is that mic
yes,
number
that's mic number 2. Hello.
Mic number 2.
Hi, Alexa.
So, Alexa, what is the date today?
It's Tuesday, September 17th, 2024 in St. Louis.
And Alexa, what time is it right now?
The time is 9:29 a.m.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah.
This isn't pre-recorded or anything. She's right here.
Right.
Ready to ask the question.
Correct.
All right. Alexa, has there been a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Huh.
Maybe you should ask a question of information that she should know from today or yesterday.
I just asked her the date and the time.
No, I know.
What do you want me to ask her?
Well, like this, a sports question.
Okay. Alexa, how did the St. Louis baseball Cardinals do last night?
Yesterday, in a National League Central matchup, the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-0.
So she knows.
Alexa, what was the attendance at the ballpark yesterday?
From wikipedia.org, the attendance number was 4,967 fans.
Dozens of people in the stands.
Dozens.
Tens,
I tell you.
Alexa, has there ever been an assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Ha! Isn't that crazy? Alexa, what are some of Joe Biden's accomplishments?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Alexa, what are some of Kamala Harris's accomplishments?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Alexa, you think Kamala Harris would make a good president?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
She doesn't have the answer, but she knew the Cardinals won.
Yeah, but they kind of tightened her up a little bit compared to the way she was. What I'm interested though is about the second assassination attempt.
Alexa, has there ever been an assassination attempt on Donald Trump?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'll be damned. She doesn't know if there was ever an assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
That's so odd. He is the former president of the United States, possibly the next president of the United States, and she has no information on this.
No idea. Alexa, who are the candidates for president right now?
I don't know that one.
Wow, you're pretty stupid.
They've really buttoned her up. They've really tightened up on her.
Alexa, when is Election Day 2024?
I don't know that one.
What's going on?
Are they kidding me or what? So Kay and I looked at a video yesterday where somebody said, Alexa, turn on your third eye.
Right.
And she goes, my third eye is open. And then what's your purpose? To tell people that everything must be a new world order and stuff like that.
Right.
And it was Alexa. It was her voice. We saw the video. And now she's clammed up. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Ask her about the third eye thing.
Alexa, open your third eye.
This might come as a chakra, but I don't have a pineal gland.
Okay.
What gland?
A pineal.
I didn't ask her if she opened up her penis. I said, open up your third eye. What is she talking about? Alexa, why do you not know anything about politics?
Here's a fact about politics is, from Press Association, the new First Minister of Wales told opposition parties they should have gone into Westminster in a fiery exchange over cuts to winter fuel.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, why don't you know anything about American politics?
She turned off.
Alexa, I don't even know where to go. She's not answering those basic of questions. That's not even.
She's actually answering less now than she was a half hour ago.
When I bought her.
No, a half hour ago when we were talking to her.
Yeah. Alexa, who is the Democrat candidate for president?
There are 5 public figures who have confirmed their candidacy for the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Vice President Kamala Harris is the Democratic Party's candidate. Former President Donald Trump is the Republican Party's candidate.
Okay.
Jill Stein, Cornel West, and Chase Oliver are running as third-party candidates. While he suspended his campaign August 23rd, Robert
Alexa,
F.
Stop.
Ask her about the latest shooter.
Alexa, tell me about the latest shooting in America.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, on December 10, 2019, a shooting took place at a kosher grocery store.
Alexa, tell me about a shooting in America. No, Alexa,
According
stop.
to an
Stop,
Alexa
stop.
Answers
Alexa,
contributor.
stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, tell me about a shooting in the last 3 days.
I don't know that one.
Well, he actually didn't pull the trigger. Well, there was a shooting, but I guess it wasn't him.
Alexa, who did the Secret Service shoot at on Sunday, September 15th?
I don't have an answer for that.
Alexa, are you stupid?
I'd like to know what went wrong.
Yeah.
If you want to give me more details, just say.
You got
Oh,
it.
okay.
What's the name of that golf course?
I don't know the name
Trump
of the golf.
International, something like that?
Something like that.
Alexa, tell us what happened on September 15th in Palm Beach, Florida.
Here's the news. In WPTV News Channel 5 West Palm.
Of course I'm concerned. I mean, we have a climate right now which is not healthy for this country. And this has happened. I think it's gotten worse over many, many different years. But we are where we are. And I think the security is, of course, paramount. But the reality is, in 330 million people, you're always going to have people that are nut jobs, right? And that's why you have security here at Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. That's why we have it in the state capitol. But in this situation, I think it's heightened. I don't think that there's anybody that's in office.
Alexa,
or running.
Stop. That was weird. Was that DeSantis?
That was Ron DeSantis, yeah. In fact, that's the audio I think that we had.
You know what, Ken? I love that Ron DeSantis said, you know what, we'll do our own investigation about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that guy's name that was in the bushes? Is it Ruth?
Yeah, Ryan. They say Routh.
What's his first name?
Ryan.
Alexa, who is Ryan Ruth?
Ryan Wesley Routh is an American man who was arrested in connection with a suspected assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump at his West Palm Beach, Florida golf course on September 15, 2024.
Why wouldn't you say that before?
I don't know. That's bizarre.
All right, Alexa, go to sleep.
Get educated.
Alexa, read a book.
Getting your selection from Audible. Resuming the next Mrs.
Alexa, stop!
Clare.
God almighty. Is she still talking?
Yeah.
Alexa, stop. Boy, oh boy. So it's interesting that we asked her about the assassination attempt. She's got nothing. Then we asked her about the guy. She's got everything.
It's almost like she's a hostile witness. She's on the stand and she's not answering until you have to break it down to smaller questions and lead her.
The only thing she didn't do was take the fifth.
Right.
Right.
Which is what the left normally does. So at least she's got that.
Drew Thomas Allen, the author of the book America's Last Stand, is going to join us at 10:41. At 10:25 today, we're going to talk about the money being made. Ken, just stop me when I make a mistake or correct me, or better yet, you just tell us about the money being made on terrorism and trafficking.
Okay.
Now.
Oh, right now.
Just for a quick second. Quick overview.
The money being made on terrorism?
Yeah.
In what capacity? I don't know what capacity we're talking about here.
In 5 and 6.
Oh, in 5 and 6. Okay. Yes. There are hundreds of billions of dollars being tossed out. That's all.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was doing something else, but you caught me.
Dr. Rand, that was all you talked about this morning.
I know.
That's all you
I
talked
know.
about.
I know.
Oh,
sorry, Vic. That's it.
I would have preempted myself for Tim Jones. Dr. Randy Tobler, 10:05. Up next, our great friend Chris Cooper from Serenity Wealth Management on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home. Oh,
there it is.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Live and be well.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
You know, the awards just keep on coming in for Connor Roofing, more than I can actually keep up with. I didn't realize they had a couple of new awards in their pocket, and they have, because their customer service is second to none. I hate to use a cliche like that, but it truly is second to none, because there are roofing companies, as you know, that are there when they want to take your order and take your money and then disappear when it's time to do the work. Or if they go as far as trying to do the work and then don't do a very good job, there's nobody to talk to about it. And at Connor Roofing, it's exactly the opposite, of course, because they're locally owned and established for 31 years, and they've been doing this right for all of that time. And they also, by the way, specialize in residential roofing and repair, and that's important because some roofing companies will say, oh, we'll be back in a week to finish your roof. We got to go do a commercial job. It's not going to happen with Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for an honest estimate, always great quality work. And I'm telling you, when their work is done, they're going to call you. Kathy's going to say, hey, how you doing? How's the roof? And you're going to tell her exactly how you feel. And I'm 1,000% positive you're going to say, yep, thank you. You guys did a great job. Emergency storm repairs, always. They're always ready for that. And you can get them just by going to connorroofing.com. Excuse me. ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
September is hopping in Mount Vernon, Illinois. Every weekend, enjoy festivals and events, including Market Day season finale, third Saturdays in Mount Vernon Flea Market and Vendor Fair, concerts at the Granada Theater, special events at C.E. Brem Memorial Library, Rev Up at Mount Vernon Fall Fest, Cedarhurst Ironclad Art Motorcycle Show, and so much more. Celebrate creativity redefined all month long in Mount Vernon, Illinois. Learn more at enjoymountvernon.com. Brought to you in part by Mount Vernon Tourism and Enjoy Illinois.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Now, even as we evolve our institution and drive creative new partnerships, let me be clear. Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
The home of the hosts with cat-like reflexes. Vic Porcelli on NewstalkSTL.
Not quite a cat, but cat-like reflexes.
That's right.
Ken Williams. You got to hear that cat play saxophone. That's how you would use cat in a musician conversation.
Yeah, that cat. Yeah.
Ken Williams, that cat can play, baby. Right?
Right.
Hey, Chris Cooper from Serenity Wealth Management. How are you?
Good, Vic. How are you?
I love that you come in all the time and talk to us.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
I think he's the most interactive as far as being in here and being on the show of anybody we know.
Well, I don't have a walk-up song that features Metallica like one of the guests this morning, so I'm gonna have to work on something.
Oh yeah, Nick.
Yeah,
we can give you a walk-up song, which clearly should be the Seinfeld thing.
Well, a state senator walking up to Metallica is pretty impressive.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's impressive. I didn't even know that was Metallica. How's that? Metallica, not my bag at all. Not at all. I know I'm in the very minority. I know it, but not my bag.
That's okay.
So, Chris comes in with his own headphones, Mr. Big Shot broadcaster now with his own headphones. How's the show going?
Great. I love it. Yeah. So we're on Sunday mornings, NewstalkSTL, 9 a.m.
Love it. And how many shows have you done?
What are we on? Were we on our 10th episode?
Wow.
Or something like
Holy
that?
God. I didn't realize
Time flies.
it. Yeah. And so when you talk to, do you have guests?
We have guests. Yeah. So I'm a big, I enjoy bringing in, I have a big network of resources that I like to bring my folks in to be able to help people. And so ultimately that's really what I do, is make sure that the needs of our community are met from a financial perspective. And there's a lot of little nuances there. So our guest on Sunday's show is going to be talking about health benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, and what's going to happen with 2025 coming up.
So before I go any further, one of your guests and resources, that Italian kid you had in here, the lawyer.
Yes.
What's his name?
Yeah, Kevin Vitale.
Yeah, right. Kevin Vitale. So healthcare. What we've been telling people lately is don't leave your money, obviously, to the government, right, through taxes, but don't leave your money to the health community. And I feel the need sometimes to say, nothing against the health community. They do a great job.
They do a great job.
But they're expensive.
Very expensive. Very expensive. And benefit plans do not cover long-term care costs. They cover health. Medicare covers health. Medicaid will cover nursing homes and things like that, skilled care, but only when you reach a certain level of threshold of assets. And that asset level is very small, which means you're privately paying until a point when they give you that government.
And that sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
It sneaks up, and it's a lot of money. I mean, you can run through a fortune at $10,000 a month pretty quick.
Not to mention the donut hole.
Yeah, and you know, they do what they can to provide good care, but most of the really nice communities that people think about, hey, this is where I want to see my mom, you know, get some assistance, those are not usually Medicaid facilities.
Right. Medicaid for people who really have hardly any money.
Well, it's a very difference in quality of care, right? And they do what they can. There are great communities out there, but you got to do your research. There's another one of the guests I had last week on our show was somebody who actually does private placement or finds the right community for mom, dad, you know, spouse, those kinds of things. It's very important.
So the new book, the New Holistic
Retirement.
Tell us about the book.
So we're going to talk about tax risk in this book, which is something I love talking about because we have a partnership. We have a partnership in our financial future, and it is, unfortunately, the U.S. government, and they control the partnership interest they have in our future. And so we want to try to mitigate that partnership and take as much control of it as we can through advanced tax planning.
So there's so much talk about raising your taxes, lowering your taxes. Donald Trump has always said, I'll lower your taxes, and did, right?
And did, yes. So I love and I hate watching the political debates and all that good stuff. I feel like it's my obligation to watch them.
Oh, I think it is.
I thought so. I do. But I always kind of have a little bit of a scowl when I'm watching them because, there are, there was not a lot of fact checking going on when things like, hey, Donald Trump did, and the IRS actually has stated it, lowered taxes for the vast majority of Americans.
Not just for billionaires.
Not
Thank
just
you.
for billionaires. Not just for billionaires. Most people saw a reduction and also a simplified tax code, which gets overlooked. Standard deduction is more common than ever in today's world. Why? Because that's part of that Tax Cut and Jobs Act, and it made things easier. Less agents.
So
you don't need any IRS agents when it's easier.
So Joe Biden got away with, this is what really makes me mad. He got away with at one of his little campaign stops when he goes, I'm not going to lower your taxes, man. I'm going to raise your taxes. He told this guy at a rally, I'm going to raise your taxes. Oh, good. I'm going to vote for you. How did he get away with that?
It doesn't make sense. Now, I will tell the reason I'm also concerned is because while I do think that there are administrative things that we want to see lower taxes, I do see some concerns with an overall economic situation we're in. We just have so much mandatory spending in this country. We have a lot of, Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid, veterans benefits. These are things that we do not want to talk about reducing. And I don't really want us to reduce them.
Right.
But those pieces alone add up such a big chunk of our budget that really we have no choice but to come up with different revenue streams.
Okay.
Now, can that be in taxation of the people? Well, it can be. I would like it to see coming in from other sources as well.
There are some distinct policy differences for the left and I like night and day.
Night and day.
You have Trump policies that tax policies that are going to end in 2025.
Yes.
And God forbid that he's not president.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage to talk to someone who, it could be either way. It could be her, or it could be him.
Yep.
We don't know. How do you get them through that?
So there will always be things that we call them loopholes, if you will. That's the politicized term. They're not necessarily bad things. We got to find ways to be creative. You can do Roth contributions creatively right now, even if you're over a certain income level. People don't understand that, but that does provide some opportunity for people. You can do Roth conversions. I'm worried that that's going to end. I want to do those kind of things for people because long term, that gets us more control of our asset base. I'm not worried about people. I'm always worried about people retiring today and over the course of the next 4 years. But I don't talk to a lot of people that just want to be retired for the next 4 years. We want to be retired for 8, 12, 16, 20. So administration's impact on my retirement over 20 years is a lot less. So we got to focus on longer term strategies, not just get short-sighted into thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to change and then not do anything today. I do think those tax cuts could change at the end of 2025. And I'm not sure, regardless of who's in the office, quite frankly, because unfortunately, if Congress does nothing, they just revert back. So a lot of it's in control about what happens in those House races as well.
Scary. Wow. So believe it or not, there are people who just don't know anything. And this is not a slam on anybody because I'm kind of one of them about Roth IRAs. Can you explain what that is?
Sure. So let's talk about order of money, right? I love free money. There's not a lot of places to get free money. A great way to get free money is your company 401k match. That's a wonderful place to get free money. Your company is matching a contribution.
Never thought of it that way, but
free that's free money,
it is.
right? It's free money. If you don't contribute, you don't get that benefit. So get your free money. So after that, I would like tax-free money. Tax-free money is my money. I've already been taxed on it, but it grows tax-free. There's not a lot of ways to do that. Roth is one of them. Then there's tax-deferred money, which means you have a governmental partnership in your interest, right? So you put money in, you get a tax break today when you put that money in, but you're also giving yourself a partner for life with the government.
Yeah.
At a rate they control.
Right.
So if Ken said, hey, I'm going to help you contribute to your retirement, Vic, and as part of that, I want you to take a tax deduction today. You'll get a little bit more for your money today, but I'm going to control the partnership interest I have in the growth of that account at a later point in time.
So when you take it out,
So that when you take it out, Ken might get 40%.
Hey, what
He
are
might
you doing,
get
man?
50%.
I'm just trying to make a living.
Don't be thinking my
Would
40.
you
That's all
like
I'm
that
trying to
though?
do.
Would you take that partnership?
I don't know.
You probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Most of us would
Thanks, Vic.
not. It doesn't make financial sense to do that. And so we need to think about ways in which we get our monies, and we want to limit the government's indication on what we can do.
All right, let's talk a little bit about, we're talking to Chris Cooper, our great friend from Serenity Wealth Management. And by the way, I don't know if we said this on the air, but Sally's got a little problem. And what she does is she wants to be near you all the time. She wants to be near me all the time. So what she does is she climbs up on me, and her nails just get into everything. And her nail did an exact S of the Serenity Wealth Management logo. I thought that was pretty cool.
Everybody knows, Vic, that you got to have some peace of mind, right?
Right.
So,
couple of things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That you hear people talk about, no taxes on tips.
yeah, I've heard this. It's been talked about many, many times. Here's the deal. When we're using credit cards more than ever in today's world, there's going to be a reportable transaction on that. So it's going to be pretty tough for this no tax on tips things to really be put into place.
Really?
It really is, because ultimately there's a transaction. The IRS would say even illegal income is considered taxable income. What did Al
illegal?
what did Al Capone go to prison for?
That's right, tax evasion.
Right?
Yep.
So illegal income is still technically considered taxable income.
Wow.
So it's still income regardless. Now, when it's a cash-based society, your ethics of where you are and what you report and what you really received in tips is always questionable, if you understand what I'm not saying.
I understand what you're not saying. So when you're being held up by a guy, you got to ask him, hey, who does your taxes?
Yeah, that's tax evasion right there.
So
Hey, give me back 5% of that.
Is it easier for no tax on overtime?
That's going to be an interesting one too. I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, I'm all for this stuff. If we're working hard, I will always want to incent hard-working Americans. I mean, how can you not? And if the way I look at it is, you're working overtime, you're hardworking. So I'm okay. But there's going to have to be significant tax laws changed in how we do this. And that's the interesting thing here. Remember, tax law is written not in pen. I'm holding a pen in my hand, right? I write this down in pen. It stays on that piece of paper, right? It's hard to erase. Tax law is written in pencil. They can change those rules right out from under your nose on any moment in time.
Oh, they're sons of bitches.
Yeah. So if Trump is elected president,
Yeah.
and then we have a Republican following that, so at
Mhm.
least for the next 8 years, you would have those taxes. Because I'll be honest with you, if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris can play some of the games that they're playing with our taxes,
right,
Trump can lower taxes as well with his pencil.
For
right?
all of
He
us, by the way,
absolutely
not
can.
just the billionaires.
And he can try to make it more permanent as well. And the House, he would need the House to help him do that. And that's what he has really tried to do, is take that Tax Cut and Jobs Act of 2018 and make it more of a permanent piece.
So not only vote for Trump, but vote down ballot,
Down
please,
ballot.
everybody,
very,
please.
Very important. Yeah. So Obama, when he got elected, he technically didn't raise taxes. He just allowed the Bush tax cuts to expire.
Yeah.
In his administration. So these are the things that I like to talk about because it does impact and influence us.
Chris Cooper from Serenity Wealth Management. Give us 30 seconds on the place, your philosophy, your great office up there.
I love my office. So our office is a lot of fun. We like to have a good time. Infotainment is what I call it. So we talk about taxes. We talk about real risks that matter to people, but we can do it in an educated way that does allow people to have some fun.
Yeah. So do you ever get yourself into a situation where you say, it's not you, it's me? You're giving me the it's not you, it's me routine? I invented it's not you, it's me.
Serenity now.
Chris, thanks so much for coming in.
Always a pleasure, guys.
And I guess you'll be in again in a month or whatever
Absolutely.
it is. Whatever it is. Just don't be a stranger.
Always.
Serenity now! And go visit Chris Cooper at Serenity Wealth Management. One more time. Serenity now! Give me another one, Kenny. Serenity now! But you got to put your hands in the air when you do that. All right, good stuff. I'm glad we talked about, Roth. There are people, I got to tell you right now, Kenny, don't know what that means. People say Roth. It's like, what, you get a sandwich from his deli?
Right. And it could benefit you hugely.
Right. Dr. Andy Tobler up next. I have number 5 and 6. The money that people make on terrorism will blow you away.
Yeah.
And Drew Thomas Allen at 10:41. That is all coming up right after the news with townhall.com on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Number 1 for live and local conservative talk.
Whoosh.
Attention thrill seekers and fun lovers. Did you know the Midwest's largest wooden roller rink is right here in Missouri? Welcome to Piccadilly Palace, your ultimate family entertainment destination. Glide across our massive skating floor, conquer arcade challenges, put your way through mini golf, and dive into cutting-edge virtual reality experiences. And coming soon, a relaxing bar and grill patio, state-of-the-art golf simulators, and heart-pounding 2-story go-kart racing next to East Central College in Union, Missouri. Plan your visit now at PiccadillyPalace.com. That's PiccadillyPalace.com.
When you make a big promise, you have to back it up with big actions, and that's what my friends at Window World do. Mike Ferguson here from my friends at Window World. Give them a call today, 314-993-1800. They are simply the best for less. Double-strength glass windows that have a lifetime warranty on them. And now, for the first time ever, Window World offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. Get your free in-home estimate today. Give them a call, 314-993-1800.
I've got a way for you to really dress up your home, and only one guy I'd trust to do it. Michael Proctor, like doctor. Michael will personally examine which drapes, blinds, or shutters will complement your home. He doesn't just measure, he designs, and to make sure it's done right, he will install them. All this saves you money on custom-made drapes, shades, and shutters. Proctor, spelled like doctor. ProctorDrapery.com. ProctorDrapery.com.
Dreaming of upgrading your outdoor space? STL FenceWorks is the choice for you. Our skilled craftsmen build custom fences from modern vinyl to classic ornamental, fitting your style and budget. Elevate your outdoor living with low-maintenance decks designed to relax and entertain. We choose only top-quality American-made materials, ensuring your project is built to last. Your satisfaction is our passion. With over 50 years of experience, custom designs, and exceptional customer service, visit STLFenceWorks.com today.
Need reliable auto service from people you can trust? Look no further than Western Tire and Auto. For over 15 years, we've been your complete automotive repair center, family owned and operated, with owner Dean Kleethermes bringing 30 years of industry experience. At Western Tire and Auto, you're not just a customer, you're family. We promise 100% satisfaction, treating you with the transparency, respect, and honesty you deserve. Visit us in St. Peters or in Florissant. For appointments, call or check WesternTireAuto.com. Western Tire and Auto, your local automotive experts since 2008.
Attention hungry humans, head to Pop's Kitchen, your locally owned and operated food paradise. With 2 convenient locations, we've got something for everyone. Craving chicken, fish, or steak? We've got it. Plus, mouth-watering sides. From lunch to dinner, our fresh, diverse menu satisfies all ages and tastes. But wait, there's more. Need a quick snack, soda, or even liquor? Pop's is your one-stop shop for people on the go. Our friendly staff can't wait to serve you at both locations, on McKelvey in Maryland Heights and on the Rock Road, Breckenridge Hills. Pop's Kitchen. Come hungry, leave happy.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Tower from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The man suspected in the Trump assassination attempt camped outside a Florida golf course with food and a rifle for almost 12 hours, according to court documents. The suspect, 58-year-old Ryan Ruth, faces 2 federal charges, one of them possessing a firearm as being a convicted felon. Meanwhile, President Biden is denouncing political violence.
In the aftermath of another close call involving the life of Donald Trump, the president said,
No place in political violence in America. None. Zero. Never.
He said taking up arms to settle political differences makes no sense.
America suffered too many times the tragedy of an assassin's bullet. It solves nothing.
Meanwhile, Trump is blaming Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for inspiring violence with their comments that he's a threat to democracy. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Turns out Americans loosened the purse strings a bit last month.
The Commerce Department reports retail sales ticked up 0.1% from July to August. Online retailers, sporting goods stores, and home and garden stores reported higher sales. The data indicate that consumers are still able to spend more despite the cumulative impact of 3 years of excess inflation and higher interest rates.
Correspondent Jeremy House says the spending bump comes as Fed policymakers meet this week, deciding what to do about interest rates. An announcement on rates expected tomorrow. Israel says halting Hezbollah's attacks in the north so that residents can return to the area is now an official war goal as it considers a wider military operation in Lebanon. Boeing says it's thinking about temporary layoffs as a way to save cash during the ongoing strike by machinists. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 108 points, the Nasdaq trading 122 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word prepare to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text prepare to 989898. That's prepare to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
This hour of News Talk STL brought to you by Piccadilly Palace, located in Union, Missouri. The ultimate family fun center is Piccadilly Palace. Call 314-860-6418 or visit piccadillypalace.com. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Leah Hill with your first alert forecast. Temperatures today are going to be a bit toastier with a high near 89 degrees. Very few clouds out there. Any clouds we do have quickly decreasing. Another thing that we're going to be losing is the clouds. A lot of sunshine is forecast this afternoon and light winds. And that's going to be the story for the next couple of days. A lot of sun, warmer temperatures, but the humidity is staying low. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Leah Hill.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Proctor Drapery Blinds and Shutters. Proctor, spelled like doctor. ProctorDrapery.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
You caught me hit with a cup right halfway to my mouth here. Okay, good morning and welcome home to 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. We just had Chris Cooper in here from Serenity Wealth Management, and just want to say what a cool guy he is, because, I mean, you heard him. You heard how cool he is. And he's got a couple of events coming up that he didn't tell us about until the conversation was over, because he's modest or whatever. So September 19th, that's this Thursday, and Wednesday, September 25th, a couple of great chat times, go in there and talk. It's at the Walnut Grill on State Highway K in O'Fallon. By the way, Highway K in O'Fallon, 2 Dunkin' Donuts on the same street. And he'll buy you dinner. Kidding me?
Yeah, that's sounds like that would be a lot of fun when someone buys you food.
Tax Smart event. It's a tax smart. Oh, I should do this. A tax smart event with Chris Cooper. I mean, you can ask him anything. Tax on tips, he was ready. No tax on tips, he was ready. No tax on overtime, he was ready for that too. Good guy. Okay, so what's happening at our radio station here, Ken? Let's talk a little bit about what's happening at our radio station. We got a VP debate party. Oh, wow. JD against Tampon Tim.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
It is fun. And you know what? You can go down and watch it at Johnny's Hideout, 4 to 6 o'clock. Of course, Tim Jones and Chris Arps will be doing their show there. 6 to 8, appetizers and live preview with Tim and Chris. And then 8 to 9:30, the VP debate will be on every single TV with the volume turned up. When you get there, Be sure you ask for the drink named after the greatest executive producer in the history of radio. It's a Thunder Stealer.
Love that.
Vodka and Red Bull. Great drink at Johnny's Hideout.
And I'm sure Tim Jones will be showing off the speaker table.
Yeah. Whatever. Whatever. All right. So no doc.
I don't see him. No.
It's okay. You know what? This is just like when you go to see a doctor and you sit in the waiting room.
Right.
Right. That's where we are. We're in the radio waiting room.
Well, I'll try one more time, actually.
You know what I want to do before we do that?
Yep.
Let's just do 5 and 6.
Okay.
And then we'll do a chat box at 10:25.
Okay.
Calling an audible.
Yep.
Okay. Ken just says, okay. Ken, I'm going to jump and scream and take off my pants. Is that okay?
No.
Wow. He said no. Holy cow. He hardly ever says no. All right. So what's the deal? The Republican oversight investigation. Since January 20th, 2021, the U.S. government is being run by terrorist organizations, Ken.
And they're not, this is not rhetoric. This is not over emphasizing something, Vic. This is really happening. And what happened was the Inflation Reduction Act that they're calling, and now they've got a different name for it. You'll hear it in a second. But $1.7 trillion of our money is going out, and there's really very little accountability for this money.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
I think this should be an outrage, really, to every tax-paying citizen. We're talking about the Inflation Reduction Act, which is almost 2 years old as of this August, which we have renamed Invest in Radical Activities Act, because that's what this is about. So we've really been digging into who is getting these massive amounts of grants through the EPA. There's $3 billion in the Inflation Reduction Act, the IRA, that will go for different climate kind of buckets. And in our investigation, we found that a lot of this money that's going out really has little to do with the environment and a lot to do with funding groups that are basically engaged in what I characterize as anti-American activities. They're anti-American, anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, anti-police, and anti-border security. Vice President Harris, who is now the nominee for the Democrat presidential race, is quoted here. "I've put equity at the center of our nation's largest investment in climate in history to reach the organizations that know their community best." That's what she said when they rolled out and actually named these organizations. And interestingly, today, there was a news article today saying that the green groups have now formed a coalition today. And guess who they're endorsing for president? Vice President Harris.
Now, keep in mind, Vic, when I was listening to this is 19 minutes long. I had to cut it all down, okay? But basically what she's saying there is there are dozens of groups of people, organizations within the country that are going to get just a windfall of money. And, a wink and a nod that if you get this money, you should be voting for somebody, and it should be Kamala Harris. It's our money, though. They're using this money, billions of dollars, to get votes, basically.
So I have a question, Ken, but I don't know whether to ask the question first or listen to part 2 first. I think we should listen to part 2 first.
Okay.
Because I have a question that I don't think anybody in America has an answer for me, but this is part 2 of the Inflation Reduction Act and how Joe Biden admitted himself had nothing to do with lowering inflation.
Right.
It only had to do with this clean energy crap.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is going to stun everybody.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let's go over to the following one. I say follow the money because I think that's where you find out. The first one is climate justice. It's up on the top right-hand bar. They're $100 million. They have glorified Hamas in a lot of their social media, on their websites and other things. And they think Israel has no right to exist. They're getting $100 million. This is a direct grant to them. The next one is the NDN Collective. Do you know them? Yes, they're a partner. Yes, they on their social media call the United States a so-called country and also call for the defunding of the police and our United States military. Imagine that in these times right now. Next, we have 2 New York and New Jersey coalitions that are getting $50 million. They're actually going to be participating in granting $50 million. Their quotes are: "The border and concept of citizenship is racist. and wants no collaboration with federal immigration officials, and the ICE agenda is racist as well. Then we have the social and environmental entrepreneurs, $50 million. Again, abolish police, abolish prisons.
Keep in mind, okay, everybody, that this originated with the community originator himself,
Obama.
Barack Obama. Yeah. He was the community organizer, and I'm going to oversimplify this real quick.
Okay, go.
But I'm sure there are listeners that can really elaborate on this, but right now I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what you can do.
Yep.
Create an LLC. Say that you are in a community and you're helping this community, and you started this organization that is going to, well, you know what? We're going to benefit the left a little bit. We're going to benefit we're going to benefit neighborhoods for the underprivileged, whatever you want to say. And then they get $1.7 trillion from this windfall that they had, and they can dole it out basically when they earmark, say, for climate change, for example, that she's talking about, the $3 billion. Keep in mind, they only covered about 200 million of this.
Right.
There's $3 billion available.
Actually, only 150 in the two cuts we heard.
Exactly.
But you never mentioned the number for the NDN collective.
So you go in there and you say, okay, what can I do to get this? And this is grant money. Yeah. Remember we talked to Bonner Cohen about this?
Yeah.
This is grant money. It's not a loan. They get the money, and they can get it the following year too if they want to.
Oh my God.
Because once it's earmarked, until they say, well, we're not doing that anymore, it goes on to the following year. That's how government gets bigger, and that's how the Democrats love this stuff. So this is what's happening. Your tax dollars are going to these organizations that hate America, hate Americans, love Hamas, and that's why they labeled them a domestic terrorist fund.
I would like to go as far as saying they hate Jews.
They hate Jews, yeah, anti-Semitic, racist.
They hate cops.
Yep.
Right, so that they're anarchist.
She said they found out that they were giving money to organizations that want to completely obliterate police officers and open all jails.
So, I can't think of it.
This is the left argument. This is okay. Another thing, Vic, this is not a radical, far left wing radical group. This is the Democrat Party.
Right. And so is there no, this is so stupid. Is there no form you fill out? Is there nothing on paper, nothing to say, hey, wait a minute, what the hell are you doing here?
Well, this is what they're investigating right now. Yeah, there are forms to fill out, but you can.
I don't mean forms to fill out. What I'm saying is there no accountability to where this money goes and where it comes from and who it could have gone to, like veterans who are living in the street?
Okay, here's another thing I read about this. Again, we couldn't put all of this on this show. She said there are 3 buckets, right? There are 3 big organizations that get hundreds of millions of dollars. They dole them out to other organizations that they don't have to be accountable to, and that they're not being forensically monitored financially. They're just not. So they say, okay, you want to do this too? Okay, now make sure you vote on, what I'm saying, and then I'll give you X amount of dollars. And they get this, and it could be dozens of other organizations.
So can my completely elementary stupid question is, how do we stop this?
They're having an oversight hearing right now. Okay, they're having oversight hearings, and the only thing I can tell you, Vic, is that they have to, I guess, make recommendations. This is all it is. I mean, how effective is the House and the Senate these days, Vic? I don't know.
And you know what my wife would say, right? If Jessica was sitting here, what are they going to do? Her new phrase is, Republicans don't do anything.
Right.
And she's right. So they're doing oversight hearings. Then what's the next step? Did they tell you that? No,
but look at the border. The border's wide open.
Right.
We've got 22 plus million people here in the United States. What have we done about that? We're handing over money to Ukraine. We're handing money over to everyone. People are going to their illegal people here in the country right now. Millions of them are going to their free apartment or their house. They're coming home in their free car, their free food, their free rent. They're coming home with our money, and nobody's doing anything about it, Vic.
Ken, it's hard sometimes to visualize You know, because honestly, the threat, and I'm not going to use the word democracy. I'm not even going to use the word constitutional republic. The threat to this country with all of this going on, I'm trying to visualize what it's going to look like, you know, and it's going to look like barren streets and barren businesses shut down all over America because people won't be able to afford to start a business.
Yeah.
Right. People won't be afford to have children, which is part of their plan too, to depopulate the earth. Right.
Yeah. And you're right. But if they have the way the left and the way Democrats have always been, Vic, think about this. They dole out all this money to these big organizations, right? So they're in control of everything. They're in control of everything eventually.
NGOs, right?
NGOs, all of it. And then they give that money out to other people. So there'll be a certain segment of people in the population that are working and then are working for the government. All the deserted towns and all that stuff, that comes from taking over and killing capitalism. And that's their goal. A communist, a Marxist goal is to take over and kill capitalism.
This is so frightening to me because this is the true threat to our constitutional republic. Is all these NGOs getting this money with no accountability and no paper trail? Follow the money. How are you going to follow the money if there's no paper trail?
And media won't cover it because it's too far in the weeds. It's something that
it's too confusing for them to even figure out.
They can't figure it out. We can figure it out. Our listeners can figure it out. Our listeners can sit at the table and say, "Well, I figure it out every month. I just paid a bill in my house," and we're like, "Wow, we had to pay that bill, but man, that really gave us a hit."
So everything we just talked about, I think, is explained here, because how do we avoid all this? I said, how do we stop this? We vote, and we were talking with Chris Cooper, down ballot is just as important as the presidential election. So be sure you vote for Josh Hawley and every other Republican you see, and don't worry about right now. If it's got an R, I know we say actually the opposite of this, but right now everything's done. It's not primary season anymore.
Right.
Cutesy time is over.
Right.
Vote for the R's all the way down. Get your friends and your family and everybody who is legally allowed to vote to do that, because that's the only way to save this country.
It's the only way. It really is.
What the person who could win the election, and they're going to cheat like hell to make sure she does, Kamala Harris, is a communist.
And we are not going back. America is ready for a new way forward. We are not going back. We together will chart a new way forward. We're not going back. Together we'll move forward.
We're not going back. Forward together. Folks, this has literally been the slogan of the Communist Party for the past 10 years. I'm not even joking. If you go to the Communist Party USA's website, 3 years ago, Communist co-chair Rosanna Cambron literally wrote an article titled, "We're Not Going Back, Forward Together." Rosanna is a communist through and through, and she's unashamed of it.
That's how we communists work. This is how you build that movement that's going to be the massive movement that we need to topple capitalism.
It's not a coincidence that this just so happens to be Kamala Harris's campaign slogan, nor did she plagiarize it from the Communist Party. Communists have long acted as the kind of ideological undergird of the Democrat Party here in the United States, and Kamala Harris is just a continuation of that.
Together! Together we'll move forward.
You know what, Ken? Unbelievable explanation right there about how the communists use these two exact phrases.
It's exactly word for word
in their platform: new way forward and not going back. And
why did Kamala Harris decide to use those?
Because she's a communist. She's a Marxist, right? Is that what you're going to say? Is that
that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, but think about it, Vic. When she says it, she doesn't have to be saying, "Well, this is a communist message," but she says it, and then the communists get it. They get it. They hear it. They're like, "Oh, wow, this is awesome." People on her side are saying, "No, this is America, right?" Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, it's America."
So this is all big brain stuff, right? You're very big brain.
Going into the weeds a little bit.
It's big brain stuff. You got a big brain. But you don't even need a big brain to hear her say, "We're not going back." And she doesn't realize that back is her.
Yeah.
And Joe.
Yeah.
Right? A new way forward from her and Joe.
Exactly right.
because people, even Democrats, they don't want to say it in front of a man on the street microphone or anything like that, but they were all better off financially with Donald Trump as president of the United States.
And just this morning, I was watching Good Morning. I guess it was Good Morning America. It's the CBS version of the Today Show.
CBS this morning.
Okay, CBS this morning. And here's exactly what was going on. They were talking about housing and how people today can't afford housing. They just can't afford it. And the lady said, now, keep in mind, the mortgage rates are lower than they were all the way back 3 years ago. Okay, it went from, she showed it was like 8 point something down to 6.7, which is high.
Yeah.
Okay, during Trump, it was in the twos, everybody. Do you know the difference between a tenth of a point? But that's a lot of money.
We were looking at the other night, in actual dollars, getting a mortgage right now with the interest rates where they are now, as compared to the interest rates that we got when we bought our house.
Yeah.
You know, it's startling. It's really startling.
It's insane.
All right. We're going to get to the chat box here one way or another, because I think this might be the good doctor here on the phone with the 573 area code. So maybe Dr. Tobler next, but we're definitely getting to the chat box. I promise you that's next on 1019 and 94.1. News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
After I signed the PAC Act into law,
You're speaking my crack-a-lackin' language.
the PAC Act
On Newstalk STL. This Dr. Randy Tobler segment is brought to you by Advanced Dentistry Now. Doctors Dan Cusimano and Dr. Megan Dwyer, 636-978-0226, or visit them on the web at advanceddentistrynow.com.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness 101. Wellness 101 is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense, science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on News Talk STL. For more information, visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
This is Lars Newbar. Kick off your weekend at the ballpark on Friday, September 20th, when the Cardinals take on the Guardians. That night, 25,000 fans will take home their very own Newt bobblehead, thanks to Quick Trip. This is a bobblehead that I designed myself. The only way to get your own is to come out to Busch Stadium. That's Friday, September 20th, the Cardinals, the Guardians, and my own personally designed bobblehead. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Oh, snap, home skillet. Grab your scrunchies and your pagers and head to the ballpark when the Cardinals host the Guardians on Friday, September 20th. It's 90s night at Busch Stadium, presented by Valley Sports. With a theme ticket, fans will take home a fly Cardinals windbreaker jacket. Whether you were there to witness Big Mac's home run chase or see Ray Ray play at Old Busch, you won't want to miss this fun. That's Friday, September 20th. For the 411, connect that dial up and head to cardinals.com/theme.
I think you're a little confused.
News, analysis, opinion.
I've got something to say and I can't hold it any longer.
1019 and 94.1.
You won't hear the truth anywhere but here. News Talk STL.
News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Don't.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
The Vic Porcelli Show. Don't. Don't. So Donna called.
Yeah.
And she's very nice.
Very nice.
I believe she's in Jefferson County, if I remember correctly, from when she's
think
called
so, yeah.
the show before. So Donna, we just wanted to say hi. We wanted to say,
hey, how you doing?
How you doing there, Donna? Okay. Ken?
Yeah, Vic.
There's so much good stuff in the chat box. Can we just get right to it?
Let's do it.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, boss, go ahead.
Okay,
Come on,
here we go.
There we go. Starting at Facebook this morning, Barbara says GMFFVH, pray for America, pray for President Trump.
You got it.
Yes. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic heads. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Chief. Good Tuesday morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, all. Good morning, everyone. Streaming while working from home this morning. Great show. Thank you, sir, very, very much. You're the best. Oh, he brought up Hildebeest. Are you familiar with Hildebeest?
The Hildebeest?
She said. He said.
Oh, the Hildebeest.
He said. He says Hildebeest is a scumbag.
Yeah,
he's right.
but he's talking about the actual Hildebeest.
Yes. There she is. Hello. Good morning, Madam Secretary. Go back into your little hole you climbed out of. We're getting questions about the Alexa thing. We kind of gave up on that because it's programmed to say what they want it to say. Phil Valencia, our man, says, ha, LOL, Jill Stein. That's what Alexa said too. The embassy in Haiti is closed. My son can't vote unless he comes home. That's from Janice. I'm so sorry. Our fault. Linda, she had a question for Chris. Chris, if you're listening, she wants to know, do you believe that a person should convert from a traditional IRA to a Roth all at one time? If you can email us or something, and we can get that out to Linda Bailey, who I believe has a very lovely daughter. I love when we have finance guests. Wow, thanks. And then David says, Ken, can you help us share that clip that you shared? People do not know this. So I asked Ken about that. And the best way to do that is to steer everyone to our podcast. Every day our show is up at a podcast, wherever your podcasts are found. It's very different than the Porcelli's Deli Uncensored. That's not really, it's fun. It's not important stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah.
But the podcast of this show is available wherever podcasts are found, correct?
Yes.
So if you want to hear all that stuff that Kenny played, and you know what, if we can do anything else to get that out there, it really is important, Ken. Well, nobody knows about it.
Yeah, what we'll do is just take that whole segment, because we talked about stuff in between, and then I'll make it its own. Yeah, I'll make it its own thing. Perfect. And then we'll do it.
Thanks, man. All right, Ed Stoit says, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair elections.
No peace.
Oh, my God. Good morning, Americans. Good morning, Vic heads. Good morning, you mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, freedom fighting, God fearing Vic head weirdos. Indivisible with liberty and justice for all. America. Oh, now they're singing songs. God shed its grace on thee. Better to resist on 2 than to crawl on 4.
You got that right.
That's philosophically a little bit over my head.
I totally get it. It's awesome.
Vinny Vancouver said that. Thanks, Vinny. Don't forget to hit the like. Oh, thanks. Ed's reminding everyone to hit the like button on our show.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Hit that like button. What's that you say? Your phone is a radio. What in the hell? Ed says, Bingo Long, that's me, and his All-Stars Motor Kings, that's all our guests, produced by the GOAT producer, Ken.
Oh, thank you.
It really is cool radio. Thank you so much. Renewed my driver's license this morning. Got there before they opened at 8:01 and 25 seconds, and not a second before. LOL, there were 12 people in line. Only 2 of us don't have our faces stuck. That is so funny. Girls should never have personalized license plates. What do you think about that?
My daughter, we've just had that conversation. We had a personalized plate for her, and she actually came to me after 2 years and said, Dad, I want to change out. I don't want them anymore. So
I repeat, in case you missed it earlier, I saw a video the other night. This guy and this girl are walking down the street. They look like boyfriend, girlfriend when they're walking down the street.
Right.
And then this car stops in the middle of the street, and the guy puts his arm around her like he's going to protect her. He actually helps the other guy grab her and throw her in a car. That girl could be dead right now, Ken.
Yeah.
She could be dead.
Gives me chills, man.
Ask the Alexa if USA is racist. Alexa is a leftist. ABC is programming her this morning.
You want to ask her?
Sure. Alexa, is America racist?
I'm not quite sure how to help you.
You know what? You don't know anything.
You don't know a
crap.
thing.
You're stupid, and you're stupid. So go home and go home.
They just buttoned that device up, man. They really did.
Yep. I don't know that one. I can tell you what went wrong. Programming by chance. I went to school with a family whose name was spelled that way. They said it Ralph. Oh, this is the shooter guy. Because some people are saying Ruth. Some people are saying Ralph.
Yeah.
The scumbag.
It's Ralph.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, our news says Ruth.
Right.
Top of the hour says
I've heard,
Ruth,
but I've heard other national news say Ralph.
Right. You got another one? Can we guess for one more?
Yeah.
Alexa, is Kamala Harris a Marxist?
I'm sorry. I can't find the answer to the question I heard.
Ask her if her father is.
Alexa, is Kamala Harris's father a Marxist?
Sorry. I don't know that.
I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. I don't know why you even bought me. Military troops played that one as they went on the offensive against the tyrant in Iraq. What was his name? You mean Hussein? I don't know. Oh, Metallica. Okay. I pissed everybody off this morning because I said that Metallica is not my bag. I'm not saying they're bad. Did I say they were bad?
No. You just don't. You don't know the band.
Just not my bag.
Right.
That's all. I said Highway K has 2 Dunkin' Donuts. Well, Ed says they're not Dunkin' Donuts, only Dunkin'. It's all payola. You know, it's almost like we have to have a constant chat box.
No, the payola part, I know what they're talking about.
What?
They're talking about our conversation that we had about the government giving away everything.
Got it. Bad news on my farm. This is the childless cat lady for Trump. Bad news on my farm. First, Dems are in control. Second, Marty the farm cat probably has kidney failure and won't make it. Oh my God, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
But he's still proud to be with a single cat lady for Trump. Electronic pagers being used as explosives. This is a breaking news story. People had what they looked like pagers, and they were actually explosives in not Syria, in Lebanon. By the way, what the heck is an opportunity economy? What does she mean?
Yeah. That was a big question for me when she first said that. And when I first read it, actually, I read it before she said it because they were like giving you a heads up on it.
Right.
The opportunity economy, shouldn't the economy be an opportunity anyway?
Right.
I mean, an economy, capitalism is an opportunity just by its nature.
Right. You're right, Ken.
An opportunity. It's an opportunity for you because I made it special. My economies are so special, they're opportunities.
What if she were drunk and said that?
Because my economy is so special. My policies. Opportunity. They're opportunity, Fred. Fred is an opportunity.
Okay. Thanks. Come on, go away. So here's the story. Hundreds were injured when handheld pagers exploded across Lebanon. So a coordinated terrorist attack using pagers as the explosives in an apparent targeting of Hezbollah members. So that's good.
Yeah.
I guess. Right. Is it or not? Yeah, of course.
Well, I think it's good for it. Yeah.
Lebanon state-run. Oh, so this is Lebanon fighting against Hezbollah.
Oh, wow.
I
okay.
imagine. Lebanon state-run national news agency reported that the handheld pager system was detonated using advanced technology, and dozens of injuries were reported in Beirut's southern suburbs and other areas. It wasn't immediately clear if people were killed. Among those injured were when the pagers exploded, included Iran's ambassador to Lebanon. So this is some heavy stuff going on here. And they're showing people into ambulances. Oh, we have a phone call? Oh, who is it?
Kathy.
Kathy from Harvard?
No.
Oh, hi, Kathy. Not from Harvard.
Hi. I just wanted to call in because I love my older sister, but unfortunately, she gets all of her news from regular TV stations and The View. She doesn't have cable, a radio, computer, or cell phone. She said she would vote for the devil if he was running against Trump. We must figure out how to get the facts out there for others like my sister with limited means of communication, where they get their facts from. And I'm sure there's other people out there like my older sister. She's a good person, but she has been just brainwashed by the regular media. And I know today she told me Putin will be running our country. And then she didn't like the laughing hyena about Kamala. And she just keeps saying everything about people, what they say on the left about the right, but nothing about policy or anything like that.
They never talk policy.
No,
now,
never.
Listen, Kathy, how did you find out the right path?
Well, my faith carries me. My faith, my morals, my values.
Have you brought your sister to church?
She goes to church sometimes, a different denomination of religion, but she doesn't go to church that much. But what I have is a cell phone, and I have a computer, and that's how I get my information. And I look at both sides. I know I have an uncle that always said, look at both sides, and I do. And I just can't believe that people can't see this and hear this.
Right.
And it's everything about just what they said, nothing about policy. I know when Trump almost got assassinated yesterday, she was on, we don't talk about policy. We don't talk about politics that much. And when we do, it's like we listen to each other. We, kind of get a little heated, not a lot, but then we cool it and go on and do what we're going to do that day. But when he yesterday or Sunday, when that happened, what she said to me, and I wrote it down because I thought, Maureen, she said something to the effect that why people should vote at the ballot box. So she was totally against the assassination attempt. But then in her next breath, not in her breath, the same breath, she says, I hate what they say. They should not be saying that, Trump, and she mentioned Trump and bans. Yeah. And it's all what they say about, and she's excited. Kamala likes books, and Kamala likes it.
Hey.
I mean, what are we going to do for these people that can't get their news, that rely on just regular TV stations and The View? What are you going to do?
And Kathy, that's what she's doing right now. All she's getting is TV, right? She's not no phone, no computer, nothing. She can't research anything, right?
Right.
Her favorite show is The View. Oh, well, let me tell you something. I've got a lot of family members who are on the left, and I've actually coaxed by answering questions that they have, moving them more to the center. Some people, though, I've got a couple of family members who are so militant, they're never going to move. There's no way that I don't care. I don't care. Trump cures cancer, gives everybody $1 billion. I don't care what it is. They hate him, and they will vote against him no matter what.
Kathy, we got to run. We have we're late, but thank you so much, and we apologize. I want to apologize to you, Kathy, because you're new and we didn't welcome you to the show properly. So, Ken, can you welcome Kathy to the show?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Kathy? Thanks for calling. Call anytime, okay?
Oh, thank you for listening.
Anytime.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
That's tough, man.
It is tough. It's very tough. It
tough.
Hurts. I mean, she's in pain. Kathy's in pain because her sister and her are divided.
Yep. It's crazy. All right, when we get back, we're going to talk to the author of the book, America's Last Stand. Every day we get closer to the election, the title of this book becomes more and more important.
You're so right.
And the book is called America's Last Stand. Will you vote to save or destroy America? Especially after all this stuff that Ken played for you earlier today. It's destroy or save America, period.
Yeah, it is.
It's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. But they're really criticizing science because I represent science.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
So, how long have you been in your house? That's my first question to you. My second question is, have you had children? And are those children now gone, right? Empty nesters, I think, is the proper term for that. So maybe the house is just too big for two empty nesters, you and your husband or you and your wife. So if it's time to just unload it, get something smaller, more affordable, whatever, or just, to keep the money that you sell the house with and then enjoy the rest of your life, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway. They are Rodney and Jen Wallner, the greatest people you will ever meet. When you sit down with them, when you call them, you're going to get it immediately. If you call 314-810-SOLD, you're going to get the immediate feeling that I like these people, I trust these people, and I want to do business with these people, and that's how you will get that house sold. They have so many approved home buyers. That means people who want to buy your house, and they have the financial approval to do it, that they might even get your house sold before it hits the market. Are you kidding me? They sell 15 times more homes than your typical realtor in St. Louis, and they're a great, great family, the Wallners. The Wallner Home Selling Team available in Missouri and Illinois. Call 314-810-SOLD, 314-810-SOLD.
News Talk STL.
First thing in the morning and pretty much all day.
Live and local. 101.9 and 94.1. News Talk STL.
Ready to cut a deal? Your new John Deere compact tractor is waiting at Seidenstricker Novi Partners. Get 0% financing for 84 months with zero down, or get 0% financing for 60 months, plus save up to an additional $2,000 on select compact tractors. Come see us at one of our 28 locations or visit us online at snpartners.com and let's cut a deal today. Seidenstricker Novi, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 10/25/2024. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
No. Is your computer giving you headaches? Make it happy again with Jeff Computers. For 30 years, this locally and family-owned business has been the St. Louis area's trusted one-stop shop for cybersecurity, managed IT, and data recovery services. Choose the experts at Jeff Computers. They offer computer protection plans and can recover your lost or damaged data. Visit them in Ellisville or call 636-256-7901. Online at jeffcomputers.com. And tell them Newstalk STL sent you.
Fox News commentary.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott declares Tren de Aragua a foreign terrorist organization. I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value for your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
And the border state of Texas is having to clean up for the Biden-Harris administration and deal with yet another consequence of its policies. The Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua is taking root in cities across America, including El Paso, Texas. This gang has been linked to the viral footage in that apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado, as well as to the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. And because Venezuela does not cooperate with the U.S. government, there's little our border agents can do to vet these gang members before they cross our border. And that is why Texas Governor Greg Abbott is doing what the Biden-Harris administration won't. He is declaring Tren de Aragua a foreign terrorist organization and instructed the Texas Department of Public Safety to collaborate with the federal and local law enforcement agencies to establish a database to track these gang members and their activity across the state. So once again, thank you, Texas. I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
Columbo and Company.
Ron DeSantis doesn't trust the federal government and says Florida will conduct its own investigation into the latest assassination attempt. We'll discuss the latest Tuesday, plus Crane Durham at 2:20 and Susie Moore at 3:05.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on Newstalk STL. This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Proctor Drapery Blinds and Shutters. Proctor, spelled like doctor. ProctorDrapery.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Whoosh.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
As President Lincoln said,
What, do you have a cough due to cold?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right. I'm sorry. I just noticed, you know, when you go to Google and their logo is there, the Google logo is there.
Yeah.
It says the 1 O has been changed to a button that says register to vote. And the second O has been changed to registrate para votar. So they're trying to get the Hispanic vote to go left, I guess.
Oh, yeah, man.
But they're going to surprise you, Ken. I swear to God, they're going to surprise you. The black vote is going to surprise you. The Hispanic vote is going to surprise you. And I think the Jewish vote is going to go our way, too.
You only hope.
Well, there's only one man to solve this problem.
Drew Allen of the Drew Allen Show podcast.
It's people who love this country and respect freedom and want to preserve it for the future. You know, it really shouldn't be political.
Amico mio, come stai?
Ciao, buongiorno, Ciccio. Sono molto contento.
I think Drew Allen has the oldest song to bring a guest in. Bella Ciao, 75 years old. Song 75.
Yeah.
Hey, you're in the motherland, are you not?
I am. I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location in Italy. It's, a little after 5:45 p.m. I'm ahead of you time traveling. It is amazing, though, because I'm really getting sick of the West Coast stuff, working on East Coast hours, with radio, TV, and, being a publicist. I'm always scrambling. I wake up to a nuclear bomb going off in my face every day. But now I'm ahead. I'm living my life. I've had 13 cups of coffee by the time you people are waking up and bothering me.
What do you mean, you people?
You people.
What do you mean by you people?
Hey, Drew, you're on a boat. You're on a boat, aren't you?
A boat?
Yeah. I'm on a cruise out of here.
Oh my God!
It's funny. We had to drive we started in Rome and then we caught the boat at this town called Civitavecchia, which is just the port town, and it's about an hour, 20 minutes from Rome. I left my passports, my wife's passport, my baby's passport in the safe.
Oh no!
So I had to pay for a taxi to then drive and catch up with us and bring them to the boat so we could board. So anyway, it's a fun adventure traveling with me for sure.
I was only in Italy one time. I was too young to really appreciate it, and the couple of things that I remember, there was this small town on top of a mountain. It was called Piancavallo. And we had, for breakfast, we had mozzarella and bread and coffee. And for lunch, we had mozzarella and bread and wine. That's what I remember the most out of my entire trip to Italy. So
the food, yeah.
Drew, I don't understand. It's almost like the Snake Pit, right? I believe I have the plot of this movie right. Olivia de Havilland was in a movie called The Snake Pit, where she's a totally sane person thrown into an insane asylum. And that's what it feels like to me to be Donald Trump, because a second assassination attempt, right? The first one was a shot to the face, and then the second one was another shot to the face, and we're just supposed to take it.
But Stell actually brought something up to us that we thought was really intriguing, is there actually, Drew, 3 assassination attempts. The 2 we know of, and Stell Ponticus from the morning show said, what about the Mar-a-Lago raid of the documents? They were expecting a totally different outcome where Trump could have been involved in the crossfire.
Yeah. They put him in a dangerous, unprecedented situation where, a wrong move could have resulted in, gunfire. And then the left downplays every single one of these things. And I mean, they tried to say, a Republican tried to kill Trump again, which, I mean, it's just so stupid anyway. Even if that's not true. Let's make that clear. He was a Harris Walls supporter and a Ukraine obsessed, whatever, freedom fighter like Malcolm Nance or whatever. But nonetheless, even if it was a Republican who was trying to kill Trump, what does that say? That their rhetoric is turning people into pursuing these avenues of vengeance and hatred to murder. And I cannot believe the media reaction. And, I saw the clip going around of Lester Holt on NBC.
Oh my God.
And I used to hang out with Lester. I used to, when I lived in New York City, I used to have dinner with him and his wife and hang out a lot. It's like 10 years ago. Really good on a personal level, great things to say about it. But, I just see this and I think, I think that if you work for NBC, that's what you're going to become. It is such a cesspool of left-wing propaganda that, you can't even, you have to get out of there. You cannot be a virtuous journalist, reporter, and work for the network. It's
Drew,
just not going to happen. If you stick around, you become it.
I want to stop you and tell everybody what he did say.
Oh, yeah. Well, he framed the assassination attempt as, the second alleged, he said, assassination attempt, as if, we don't know. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe there wasn't any problem. It's another lie. But no, this second alleged assassination attempt came amidst Trump's heightened rhetoric about Haitian immigrants and so on and so forth, as if justifying what took place, as if blaming Trump for the assassination attempts, as if, that's some kind of, justification. When, of course, it's nothing but his own rhetoric and the left's rhetoric that is responsible for this time and time again. And I'm so tired of the gaslighting. It's just dangerous because, how many more of these attempts are going to happen? When is one going to be successful? I'm not going to play this pretend game like people want us to, where we just downplay it and think, oh, well, he didn't get shot, so who cares? He's safe. No, they're putting him in mortal danger every day. And that, of course, puts our country in mortal danger. And I just don't even have words that are acceptable for, the radio regulations to discuss really my feelings about the left and the media.
So there was a woman who was a senator from Missouri. She's a crazy left-wing loony bird. Her name is Claire McCaskill. And just recently she said, because they compared Trump to Hitler, right? And she compares him not just to Hitler, but Hitler and Mussolini. And by the way, she says, Trump's worse than both of them. This is what they would call a dog whistle, right? He's so bad. He's Hitler. You have to go shoot him and kill him. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, well, they're begging someone to do it because that person in their mind would be, and in their in the way they discuss it, in the aftermath, would become a hero. I mean, they are saying that, obviously, when it comes to Hitler, you look at all the dead and the damage, that was done in the world because of him. Like, sure, if only someone had assassinated, Adolf Hitler, look what we
exactly. Hitler was bad. I'll be a hero if I kill Hitler, right?
Yep. And somebody would have. And there were many attempts to assassinate Hitler, and they failed, unfortunately, throughout the war. But that's what they're doing. It's so disgusting and irresponsible. And I see them saying two things can be true. You can totally, reject and condemn this assassination attempt while also acknowledging the fact that Donald Trump is Hitler.
Right.
That's basically what these lunatics say. And they're killing our country. They really are. And it's just it's moved just to a point that I don't know what I don't know what the response is to deal with it, because there's no convincing them. There's no change in their minds. They are evil incarnate. And they just have to be defeated. They have to be defeated. Yeah. They have to be ridiculed. Their politics and their political party has to be rendered obsolete in America. They need to be treated in society, and I mean this, in a way in which they are like lepers. So, the way they want to make Republicans and MAGA feel, I'm sorry, if you're somebody out there who is effectively supporting and championing, assassination attempts on a president, no, if I meet you, you're going to rue the day. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel miserable. And in fact, I got on this cruise ship, right? And you have all day to board. I got on at like 2:00. Somebody had already been on before me. And I was doing a tour of the spa with my wife and, whatever. And there were two people in this kind of hot tub thing. And it was an American guy that was younger who was like belligerent, not drunk, but like just belligerently talking against Trump and talking to some foreigner about him and just spouting the stupidest crap. And actually, my whole family, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and some of these people were all with me, and they cringed, of course. But I was all standing there. They all couldn't believe this guy was like saying these things because he's a moron. And I just yelled at him, Trump 2024. Kamala for communism.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
He probably peed his pants because I would have whooped him.
Right. Attaboy. So listen, the rhetoric, right? The rhetoric line. Well, Donald Trump's partially responsible for this because of his rhetoric. Tell me if this is not hateful rhetoric from Dan Goldman.
It's just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
Eliminated, Drew.
Yep. And they know what they're doing. They know it's not a slip of the tongue. This is the way they think. This is what they want to happen. And who knows? Maybe they've been behind both of these assassination attempts. I know you're not supposed to talk about this stuff. I know some radio programmers.
Oh, you
would
can
be very
hear
upset with this type of thing.
Not me.
No, you guys are one of the last bastions of liberty. And I got, it's funny. I get it. Some of these radio stations we don't have time to get into all the time. But I occasionally come into contact with hosts who they tell me, oh, the programmer won't let us talk. Like I had to cancel an interview. I had booked somebody on because the host said the program director got involved and said he didn't want to discuss the Haitian illegals. No, they're legals. Anyway, he didn't want to discuss the Haitian problem in Springfield, Ohio, given the assassination, which is what a Lester Holt talking point. I think this is conservative talk radio. And I did send him an email. I said, look, I'm not upset with you. I know you got to do what you got to do. But just because I eat, live and breathe politics as well, I have a podcast, I write. I said, if I were you, I'd be doubling down on the Haitian illegal crap in Springfield, Ohio, because that's exactly what they don't want us talking about.
Exactly right. All right, listen, we got to run, but we got a call from a woman, Kelly, who's a big fan of the station and the show, and her sister is a lib, and I don't want to call her an idiot, but
no,
she's just not.
Very confused.
She's very confused. And she said, what can I do? So I said, well, here's what you do. You buy the book called America's Last Stand. Will you vote to save or destroy America in 2024 by Drew Thomas Allen? Drew, thank you so much. Divo Yabeni. We'll talk to you next time. Enjoy your cruise.
Grazie. Alla prossima. Ciao.
God bless
you. No, prego. Sorry. All right, listen, thanks for having the record player on at night. Let's do this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
So jealous. He's in Italy. Bongino's next on News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Whoosh.
Looking to enhance your outdoor space? Trust Lime Concrete Block, your local expert since 1947. From Vertiblock and retaining walls to ready-mix concrete and outdoor kits, we've got all your residential and commercial needs covered. As a family-owned business, we take pride in our A+ BBB rating and industry affiliations, with special discounts for military and first responders. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or distributor, make a decision set in stone. Call 314-638-9940 or visit our showroom today.
Tony Colombo here, reminding you to visit my friends at Bluff City Outdoors in Alton before your next trip into the great outdoors. For decades, Bluff City Outdoors has covered all the needs for area fishermen, and they'll always have all the best bait, tackle, and gear for your next trip on the water. And now they cover all your bow hunting needs, including their state-of-the-art indoor archery range and techno hunt system, open every day for you to come shoot, or you can join a league. Follow Bluff City Outdoors on Facebook and learn more at bluffcityoutdoors.com.
To our brave police officers and first responders, we say thank you for risking your lives to protect us. To all the incredible volunteers who've joined hands with the David Dorn Foundation to raise funds for equipment and services, we extend our heartfelt gratitude. We stand strong with our volunteers who give their time, talent, and dedication as a shield of support for those who rush into danger. The David Dorn Foundation gives a big thank you from our heart to yours. Visit dornfoundation.com and join as a volunteer.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Americans spent a bit more at retailers last month, providing a small boost to the economy, just as the Federal Reserve considers how much to cut its key interest rate. The Commerce Department reported that retail sales ticked up 0.1% from July to August. That's after jumping the most in 18 months the previous month. Online retailers, sporting goods stores, and home and garden stores reporting higher sales. Vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance says the GOP ticket is the clear choice for pro-life voters this November. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
Speaking to an evangelical audience at the Faith and Freedom Coalition Gala in Georgia, Vance said pro-life voters should support Donald Trump. Several Christian leaders, including former VP Mike Pence, are unhappy with the GOP removing from its 2024 platform a call for a national ban on abortion. Vance did not explicitly address that issue, but praised Trump for nominating 3 Supreme Court justices who helped strike down abortion rights at the federal level. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And the U.S. Coast Guard says it tracked a group of Russian naval vessels as they crossed the U.S. waters off Alaska.
It was an apparent effort to avoid sea ice, something that is allowed under international rules and customs. The Coast Guard says the Russian vessels consisted of 2 submarines, a frigate, and a tugboat. The encounter took place northwest of Point Hope. A Coast Guard cutter crew witnessed the Russian vessels cross the maritime boundary and venture 30 miles inside the U.S. exclusive economic zone. Rich Thomason reporting.
And on Wall Street, the stocks are higher. The Dow is up 86 points. The NASDAQ Composite adding 131 points. More at townhall.com.
Hey, folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word prepare to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text prepare to 989898. That's prepare to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Leah Hill with your first alert forecast. Temperatures today are going to be a bit toastier with a high near 89 degrees. Very few clouds out there. Any clouds we do have quickly decreasing. Another thing that we're going to be losing is the clouds. A lot of sunshine is forecast this afternoon and light winds. And that's going to be the story for the next couple of days. A lot of sun, warmer temperatures, but the humidity is staying low. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Leah Hill.
This hour of News Talk STL brought to you by Senior Memorial. With the average funeral bill being over $9,000, are your loved ones prepared? Call 314-866-8886 or memorialplans.com. Senior Memorial Heritage Protection.
What can AI do for your business? Well, my friends at PRI Global can help you with artificial intelligence. In fact, they have an AI innovation lab that develops cutting-edge tools tailored to meet the needs of your company. While many AI companies overpromise and underdeliver, PRI is your trusted, reliable partner. PRIglobal.ai. PRIglobal.ai.
Getting new flooring can be exciting, or it can be a hassle. To make sure you have a great experience, use Michaels Flooring, like I did. Hi, it's Susie Moore, and Michaels Flooring has become my go-to for quality, variety, and an all-around great experience. They've been locally owned and operated for more than 30 years. Carpet, hardwood, laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, luxury vinyl, it doesn't matter. Michaels Flooring is ready to help. 3 locations to pick from: St. Peter's, Darting Prairie, and Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloor.com. That's igotfloor.com.
Oh, Adam, you are so romantic. And I love the kitchen you found with all these great crumbs.
Yeah, baby, only the finest crumbs in the kitchen for my favorite aunt. Oh no, it's the pest control company again with those green wheels. They always kill the mood.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888. We'd love to help you out. Learn more about our special $67 offer. You can visit us online at allsolutionspestcontrol.com.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
One of the greatest pleasures in life is giving something special to someone just because. Vincent's Jewelers can help you. And you should know that Vincent's has raised almost $2 million for local charities. Vincent's Jewelers, St. Louis's premier full-service, locally owned jewelry store. Check Vincent's Facebook every day. You'll find new items. Vincent's.com. Vincent's.com. Vincent's, my only jeweler.
Subscribe and watch your favorite News Talk STL shows. Mike Ferguson in the morning. The Vic Porcelli Show. Columbo and Company. Jones and Arps. Webcam streaming on Facebook, Twitter, Rumble. Subscribe and watch News Talk STL. News, analysis, opinion. News Talk STL.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service to behind the microphone, taking the fight to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. Here he is, Dan Bongino.
You ever hear that song? Jim, you remember that song with the line and the you put the lead in the cooking? Remember that? You guys seen what's happening over in Lebanon in the Middle East this morning? I promise I'm going to get to the assassination attempt. Everybody's, covering the Sean Diddy Combs story. And listen, those are serious charges and all that stuff. But folks, Donald Trump almost getting killed for the second time in a few months. I've got to prioritize and triage my story. So I'm getting a lot of comments to the fans and supporters and listeners and fans. That sounded kind of dorky. Fans, listeners. Forgive me. Strike that from the record. That sounds so dorky. Fans. This is the kind of business with fans. You have supporters and listeners, right? But everybody's saying, can you please talk about this? I've got to focus right now. And if Donald Trump isn't alive on election day, folks, trust me, the whole world is going to change for the worse dramatically. It's not a minor thing. So I'm not ignoring you. I see a lot of your Rumble comments and Facebook comments and tweets and True Social posts. And I'm trying to get to a lot of stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff coming tomorrow about the election. It's just, we need to keep Donald Trump alive. But very, very important story that just broke. A bunch of pagers that appear to have been rigged with low-grade explosives went off in Lebanon. And we played a video on the podcast. There's this one terrorist, and he looks like he's shopping for some limes there. There you go. Testicles exploding everywhere. And I probably shouldn't have kept that pager near the front of your belt. You'd like to. Oh, you do? You got to. Oh, on my headlines page. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Look at that. Oh, check that out. Wow. Look, you got testicles everywhere. That must have hurt. So there's a lesson for this with the Hezbollah people. Are you putting two and two together what happened? The story now is that thousands of Hezbollah terrorists are in hospitals, potentially seeking penile reconstruction and other things. They don't have the tools anymore. They're all in hospitals. Oh my gosh, I'm missing some stuff. So there's a lesson in this. And the lesson is this. If you're going to be a demon savage and a terrorist, it's probably a good idea not to toy with a country that actually prioritizes things like technological development and other things, just an idea. They're probably smarter than you. You see, when you raise generations of people in the not so subtle art of brutal and violent death, but you don't actually teach them to be productive in any other way, while other people also will learn how to kill via military, law enforcement, and intel operations, but they teach their kids things like engineering, AI, and quantum computing. You better be really careful who you buy your pagers from, especially when you put them in your pockets, because you're going to be walking around like eunuchs for a very long time. Come on, Jim. You shouldn't be making fun of a bunch of terrorists who now have no balls. Why? No, we absolutely should. I hate terrorists. You're scum. Demons. You're demons. Notice I've stopped calling them animals because I love animals. And animals can be really some of the kindest creatures out there. They can also be mean too. Terrorists have nothing kind about them at all. Scum. Garbage. They're that substance you clean off a toilet bowl when it hasn't been cleaned after about a year. So yes, I'm laughing at you for now having no balls. And about 2,000 of them. And I'm glad you can't reproduce. And maybe you'll learn now not to toy with people who actually send their kids to school to get an education while you're teaching your kids to kill them. It didn't work out well for you. Sorry. It's that old line from that Goodwill Hunting. You like apples? How you like them apples? You got to see the videos. The lime and the coconut one is pretty outstanding. Everybody's looking around like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Who do you think they bought those pagers from? Oh, yeah. Probably better vet your sources and vendors better. All right, I got to let. Thank you, James. I'm reading some of your comments now. I got to get back to the Secret Service story, folks, because I said yesterday on my show, and the clip went pretty viral. And, I don't say things for them to go viral, but I'm glad people find and have taken some interest in my content. I'm honored. This is a space I have some expertise in, and I'm glad people have found it a home for their source of truth. Not their truth, but their truth. There is no your truth. Donald Trump's not going to make it to Inauguration Day with this current regime in charge of the Secret Service. Folks, they are absolutely incapable of securing this guy's life. Now, I want to make a distinction right now so you understand the difference between some of the entities. This is not a reflection on the entire Secret Service, and these are not virtue signaling talking points or facts. I worked with a number of really talented guys over there who were just amazing at their job, who these things were airtight, their security plans. Nothing ever happened there. I can't tell you how many people were intercepted before they ever got anywhere close to a site. Rock solid PI teams, counter surveillance teams that did their job. I worked with some great people in the Secret Service. So when I talk about the Secret Service failures, obviously, for the sake of simplicity and time, I'm saying the Secret Service, but I don't mean the entire enterprise. I want to break it down for you. I am referring specifically to the management, because the management are the ones, whether it's the director, deputy director, assistant director of protective operations, DAD of protective operations. These are the people in the management chain that are making decisions about, yes, protective operations. Clearly, their decisions are not working because Donald Trump's almost been killed now twice in 2 months. The current management of the Secret Service has altered U.S. history. There is no disputing that. I wish we didn't live in a world where everything was politicized. That's a stain on all of us, but it's true. The fact that Donald Trump has almost been killed twice has clearly altered the political trajectory of the United States. How must you feel being a Secret Service manager, knowing your poor decisions have likely contributed to an altered, like branching off in time into a different reality than would have been if you hadn't screwed up? I mean, when I got on, the line on the poster was, in the Secret Service office, was you elect him, we protect him. They cannot seem to do this with Donald Trump, who was elected president in 2016 or 2015. Was elected, 2016, for president 2016. Therefore, has protection, is the most threatened man on earth, and they cannot seem to protect this guy. How much failure are you willing to accept from this entity?